A lot of times, you know, people shoot up in the hallway. What do they do in the movies? Cop comes in the hallway, there's a locked door, he can't get in, he takes his trusty gun, and what does he do? He shoots the lock. Now, rationally, ladies and gentlemen, this is a gun that shoots a high velocity projectile into hardened steel. What usually happens, it's called ricochet. All right? No cop I know, and nobody I know is going to go walk into a hallway and go, wait, bam, 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 because I may get lead in my head, you know, and that is not, it's not smart. Same thing with a lot of guys, they don't, believe it or not, glass can deflect a bullet. It may not. Windshields, a lot of times do, because of the angle. Most times they really don't want to shoot. One, it attracts a lot of attention, because you're in a garage, and you make a squeaky noise in a garage, and it sounds like you're, imagine a gunshot, big no-no for the person who's trying to get away with something. So, you get in the car, you lock the door, you turn the key, you're going. Now, light comes up. What does everybody do? The light comes up, you run all the way, and there's a guy standing there, and most people leave about that much room between them and the guy in front. Now, the guy in front just started a fight with the guy next to him. They get out, they're hauling each other across. You can't back up because you are that far away from his bumper. You know what? Every time you go to a corner, from now on, give yourself a minimum of half a car length, okay? Because if the hits the fan, I want to be able to either back up, turn my wheel nicely, and go around them. Because if I'm this close, I can't. And now I'm inadvertently become part of, I don't want to be a witness to this. I'll call 911, I'll say, very nice, you know, two morons are fighting. Where are you? Well, I'm a block away right now because, you know, I don't want to be in back of them waiting till somebody pulls a gun or a knife, and then if I can't stop it, I'm not going to sit like, you know, people do, ooh, fight. No, I don't care. If I'm not going to help, I'm going to walk away. And if you see a crowd, walk away from the crowd, because a crowd is probably the most dangerous situation that you'll ever be in, even if you're not involved. And you're watching the whole altercation or a fight, cops come, everybody runs, and you're a little slower than everybody else, guess who gets pulled in? Either as a witness or as a participant. They don't know who you are. You may just be one of the people, you know, they don't know, honestly. So, you know, get away from crowds. When you're in that car, you see something happening, give yourself a half a lane. Now, here's a lane, here's a lane. Women especially. Driving up, the guy next to you is here, two guys in a car, whatever, and you pull up, and women will do this all the time, they'll pull even a little farther up, and they'll be right there. Now, I'm a bad guy, I'm looking to do something to somebody. I like her. You know how I noticed her? Because she pulled up right next to me, is not looking at me, doesn't even know that I'm staring, you know, checking her out, and yet, all she would have had to do was, you stay a quarter length back when you pull up. Here's the cars. You stay here. Cops do this a lot, where I can see you through my field of vision. I can see the back of your head, but you have to turn around to look at me. Now, I've seen you eye to eye, okay? So I'm in a defensive position because I did not pull up. Once I pull past you, I'm in a, not a very good position because you can see me. You can make all sorts of assumptions about what you want to do, whereas if I'm behind you, it takes a concerted effort for somebody to turn and look, and why? You know, so don't give them more opportunity than they, you know, have. So keep yourself a quarter length back, lock your doors, stay in the car. I forgot the next one, hold on. All right, if you're in a lane and you want to turn, what should you do? I used to think it was turn your wheels, right? So you're ready to go. Traffic cop told me this, a highway cop. He says, keep your wheels straight because, God forbid the guy behind you knocks into you, your wheels are turned, you're going into oncoming traffic.
Right.
Whereas if your wheels are straight, all right, and it only takes a quarter turn, to really do it. So you're not really saving any time, but we all do it. I do it. Yeah, I'm ready. We wait until the two cars are this far apart, I'm going to turn. Do not do that. Keep your wheels straight. As soon as you get a chance, then turn the wheel and go. Because if, God forbid, you get bumped from behind, he doesn't go anywhere. You go sideways, okay? Next one is, if you get into a situation, not assault or anything, but you get a flat tire. How many of you can change flats? Good. That leaves the other 14 of us out.
Not what took away, right?
Even if you can do it, it's obviously a very dangerous situation. You know why? Because you're probably going to be wearing like Bill. I wear black all the time. Bill wearing black. He's going to go out there, he's going to change that tire. He's going to be about this far away from traffic doing about 50 miles an hour. And you know what? For what? Call AAA. So the only time I like a cell phone is in an emergency situation, not when you're, hi honey, what are you doing? When you're in an emergency situation, call 911, not 911, call AAA, thank you. Get them to come, stay off the road, and if you have to walk, let's say they can't find your cell phone, you forgot to charge it, whatever, it's at home like mine is now. You take a reflective, go one of these days and buy reflective raincoat. One, it'll save you when you get caught in the rain because you have it in the car. And you know those green and red or bright white lights, reflective stripes? Fantastic, because if I walk, and we've done videos like this, if you walk down a block like Bill or I, or you walk down a block with that reflective thing, it is like night and day. And you want to be seen at that point. You don't want to be just on the side, you want to be seen. So reflective, and if you can get those triangles, truckers use them. If you notice, people say flares, right?
Yeah.
If you try to light that flare, you're like there for half an hour. You got to do this, you got to slam it into the ground with a little nail. You're not going to do that, especially in the winter because the ground is so hard. So you're going to be there, and plus it's very dangerous. Those flares are not easy, and they only last a half an hour. Much safer alternative is you buy those triangles. It comes in packs of 3, and how you put them is, here's the lane, here's your car. You put one by the car, one this way, and one this way. So when traffic is coming, they know to pull away from your car. And you are not out in the middle of the street because you're close to your car, you put it there, you're walking away to the side of the road. Keep yourself out of danger as long as possible. Reflectors work a lot better than do flares. I mean, if truckers use them, I believe in them a lot more. And they don't go out. If you're stuck there for 4 hours in the rain, in half an hour the flare is gone. So for 3.5 hours, you're in the rain going like this to oncoming car. Don't ever do that. I've seen this 100 times and so have you. Somebody standing behind the car, waving the traffic arm. You know what? Your car is not worth as much as you. Make sure that you get the hell out of the traffic and stand behind your car or next to your car, far enough away so that if it gets hit, it doesn't run into you. All right? And do not stand in front of your car. And do not ever, ever work on your car with the hood up and the other thing up. People aren't going to see you. And people do not know how to drive. We all know this, especially in a situation like that, all right? Next, if you ask for directions, has anybody here asked for directions lately? How do you do it? You say, where's Suffern Boulevard, all right? And you don't know because you're from New Jersey somewhere. And they tell you, oh, well, it's 3 blocks that way, make a right. Go another 2 blocks, you're going to see Sam's Auto, and then make another left. And you go, 5 seconds after you leave that, you go, did he say 3 lefts on the right? Or did he say Sam's? How do you know? Take a piece of pen and paper, write it down. Always keep pen and paper in your car because what that does is it gives you a chance to remember because you don't have to remember anything. Oh, yeah, okay, so 3 blocks, make a left, go to Suffern, see Sam's Auto, make a right. Now you got it written down. Now, for adults. I'm going to ask a question. I'd like an answer. Where's the safest place to cross the street? We all know, come on. We all went to school. On the corner, right? Very good. Where's the worst place to cross the street?
In the middle of it.
In the middle of the block, right? Right. Well, I'm going to tell you it's the exact opposite. And you know why? Those rules are made for children. For a child, it's exactly true. A child's going to go like this. He's going to run across the street between cars. You can't even see him. And he's going to get, God forbid, close into an accident. How many adults you know are going to go like this and run? No, they're not. And you know what? Statistically, the worst place to cross is actually 2 car lengths away from the corner. Because if I'm making a turn, and I'm already back into the lane, I've stopped looking for you, because I'm past the corner, and now I'm looking straight ahead. I took my foot off the brake, I'm on my gas, and I'm going. And you, to save 10 feet, decided to cross 2 cars from the corner, where I'm just going into my turn. So it's not the corner that's the worst, it's a little bit later. And next time you're standing there, look and see what a car does when they finish making a turn. They speed up, don't they? And they're looking ahead, aren't they? They're not looking for you anymore. You're supposed to be at the corner, all right? So, as an adult, what I do is I cross in the middle of the block. And I don't say that you should do it, but I look, and if I don't see cars about 5 or 6 lengths away, I will cross, because I am an adult. I am not a child who walks and runs across the street without looking. And that's where that comes in, because kids do not look. Kids do dart out, and that's why the middle of the block for children is the worst, because they're small. But for an adult, his size, they're going to see him coming. And he's going to see them coming, and that's where it's safe, okay? And the corner is the second worst, because, especially in the city of New York, I'm waiting at that light, man, and when that light changes,
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go. And if you get in my way, I mean, I'll stop, obviously, but you know, a lot of times guys don't. They're like, look, you know, and you know, it's very dangerous, only because we're an impatient people. That's all, you know? So, that's it for cars. Time goes quick. In an apartment, how many of you live in a house or apartment and not in a cave? Yeah, you live in a cave? Okay. Okay, you raising it. House and apartment, what happens? Everybody, I think, should have a security survey, because they're free. And by the way, in your precinct, and in any precinct in the city of New York, there's 1 officer or 2 or 3 that do nothing except crime prevention jobs. In other words, they don't go out and arrest people, they don't go stand on a corner directing traffic, they go do security surveys at Bill's house, they're going to go to your VIN at your car, they're going to go and tell you what you need to do certain things to prevent crime. One of the great things they do is security surveys. I've been doing it for 20 years. Boggles my mind how people have no idea about their locks, and they'll move into an area and they'll go, I'm good, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to get that medical lock, fantastic lock, really good lock. You can't, you know, jimmy the keys, you can't do this. I come up, I look at the door, wow, it's a wonderful lock, it really is. I go, bam, I knock the door in, because that lock is fantastic, but the frame that they had a 1/4 inch throw, and it was rotted from like 10 years ago, because a lot of these buildings are old. And what happens is nobody checks. Happened to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right? Fantastic lock. I'm not saying, you know, get a good lock, but make sure that when the locksmith comes in, or when you get that security survey, that somebody checks your frames, and it should be a steel into steel. Should be like this. And the throw, meaning the throw on the lock, should be at least 1 inch. And the bolts they use to put it in should be anywhere from 2 to 3 inches, not those little things that they give you, you know, open it up, you put the lock in, give me these little things. I can knock that door in. So, you get a security survey, check your locks and your frames. Windows, a lot of people, if you have fire escapes, that's just probably the most common way people get into your apartment besides knocking the door in. There are very, very, very simple ways to lock a window, not just those little dinghies on the top, you know. There are ways to put just a piece of wood where you put it across, like an X kind of thing, where the person's got to break that window in order to get in. They can't just like jimmy it from the bottom, because it's going to break the whole window apart, because that piece of wood is as strong as they are a jimmy. But those little itty bitty locks, all you got to do is either use a Slim Jim this way, or you can just go like this, and within 10 pounds of force, it doesn't even take a lot of force, they will break really simple and very quietly. So you're thinking, well, I got my windows locked, I'm cool. There are ways to also, if you have wooden windows, you can drill holes this way, a little farther down where the sides are, and it gives you now 3 little locks. And that works, and plus the little bar, and they're not going to break the window. What they'll have to do is break the glass to get in.